Everybody, Heather Coleman here. It's been a little bit of time since we've had a video, but I really felt called to hop on today. As many of you know, it is the 8th. Now, whether you're seeing this today, which is August 8th, 2025, or next year, or 2 years from now, or any time, just know that this message is timeless and there is something in here for you. I thought what we would do today is we're going to go through all of the eights in tarot, talk about how this could be showing up in your life. Some of this may resonate with you, all of it may. Take what's resonating, leave what doesn't. So, when we look at the eights, we're actually going to start today by talking about the Eight of Swords. Some of you that know tarot, you're going to be like, aha. But even if you don't, that's okay because not always, but often, some of us, we might not really notice so much the energy of the eights in our lives until we are in sort of an Eight of Swords energy. Now, when we're talking about upright, the swords, okay, the mind, the intellect, this can be saying that essentially the obstacles and the barriers in our life are the source of these barriers is our own thoughts, our ego, our fears. Now, if we have this card upright, that would essentially be our message. A lot of times we notice this energy in our lives when we start feeling like my hands are tied. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. But it's often when we get to this exact point where we sort of hit sort of for some of us, it could be a rock bottom. Some of us, it could just be a frustration point, noticing patterns in our lives. Now, this 8-8 portal that we have this year is really good for helping us to see patterns and to say, wait, if there's a pattern in my life, I need to be the change. Now, that's where we could get a reversal of this card, which is that we are ready to get out of this false feeling of entrapment. And so, again, when we look at this false feeling of entrapment, this gate is open. The blindfold isn't tight on this woman here. All she needs to do is move the blindfold, or even if she doesn't, she could just step through. So she's actually not damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. She's great, whether she takes the blindfold off or not. So, again, I feel like this particular portal right now, 8/8/2005, is really going to help a lot of us to remove the blindfold, to realize that we can remove the blindfold and that we could just step through the gate. And Spirit's advice is to be looking for the numbers 4 and 8, maybe just repeating patterns of the number 4, the number 8, maybe seeing them together. This is going to be a sign from your guides and your angels that you're going to be finding ways to remove the blindfold. And sometimes we might get this feeling of, why didn't I do this way back then? Maybe we weren't meant to, right? Watch for a tendency to be too hard on yourself at this time. You're doing what you can do now with what you know now. And in the past, you were doing what you knew then with what you knew then. So moving on to the Eight of Cups. And again, some of you are going to feel all of these cards. Some of you are going to feel some of them. Take what's resonating. And maybe bookmark this video and come back to it in 3 months, 6 months, or the next 8/8, because this is timeless. So when we look at the Eight of Cups, first of all, the first thing is we're never alone. This person here, this gentleman, is ready to move on from something. And no, he doesn't have people, but he's got his faithful animal companion. We are always supported. We're never alone, even if we don't feel like there are people that understand us. That's a big message right now with this 8/8, is that you are supported and you're not alone. Now, when we look at these cups, there's 8 of them. Of course, he's ready to move on. But look at him. He looks contemplative. There's sunlight at the bottom, but there's moonlight at the top. What that tells us in tarot, there's light on the journey, but there's also some dark, which is just some unknown. Okay, so this is usually where we are ready for changes in the Eight of Cups. The emotions, the soul is ready to move on. Upright, we're feeling that need for change in the emotions. Reversed, it's our soul that's telling us it's time for change. Now, it could be that if that Eight of Swords message is resonating for you, that you're like, okay, I'm starting to get out of this. There's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. We can realize, you know what, I've been feeling this change happening. Now we're talking a lot about the eights today, But the fives are coming up a lot. Now, we don't have any five cards right now, but just know that if you're seeing a lot of fives, fives is a number of change. So the eights and the fives are really working together. Now, when we go to the suit of pentacles, which is money, practical, the home, the finances, the physical, we're often looking at becoming a student again, a small increase in income, learning something new when we have the Eight of Pentacles. So if there are some of you that have been looking for solutions, looking for change, you might ask yourself, where could I learn something new? Is there a place where I could refine my skills a little bit? Or maybe rather than learning more skills, maybe I'm going to try something. I'm just going to learn as I go. And often just taking that first step, that action step. Now, I want to go back to the meaning of the Eight of Swords. The reason a lot of people are going to be resonating with this, I don't know how to remove the blindfold, or I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, is that many of us right now are leaving a 5-year period where there simply was not action to take. Personally, as an Aries and a life path number 1, I resonate with this because I'm an action-oriented, practical person. There are times in life where inaction is the best action. So there's so much that is beyond our control. We're going to talk about that more with the Justice card. But for now, when we look at these two cards together, many times it's a matter of discernment and judgment of when to begin taking with this card action, especially if we've been through a long period where there simply was no action we could take. Often we have to really go inward, ask our own higher self, our guides, is it time to take action now? And watch for those signs. And those signs can come in so many different ways. Repeating numbers, again, if you're seeing a lot of eights, that's your sign that it's time to take action. Now let's talk about the Eight of Fire or Wands, energy, and tarot. This will often indicate rapid movement, especially with the upright interpretation. But even in reversal, let's talk about what this means today. So if you resonate with this feeling that things haven't been moving, you've been feeling stuck for so long, your message is that today, whatever day you're seeing this, I'm making this on August 8th, 2025. Whatever day you're seeing this, this is literally, guides are saying loudly and angels are saying in my ear, they're talking to my left ear. This is the day things really begin to pivot. And a lot of you might be in disbelief, especially if you resonate with that Eight of Swords energy of just there's nothing I can do. But just know this is a really big day for you. This is when things really begin to pivot in your life. And be ready to roll with those changes, even if things have felt stagnant and stuck for so long. And it's funny, I'm looking at this, it looks like a wing to me, which represents flight, change, empowerment. Now going back to that upright meaning, kind of looks like fireworks. Again, rapid energy, noise, but this is you making noise. This is you speaking up. This is you taking big strides. Malachite is coming through. Malachite is a stone that is great for making big, sweeping changes. You're going to be seeing signs that you're ready. If you're seeing a lot of fives, that's your confirmation. Fives and eights, fives and eights. Let me put this aside. Now, I pulled two major arcana cards out of the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck. My favorite tarot deck. Radley Valentine is the author. There he is. I hope you can see that. Yeah, it's a picture of him. The reason I pulled both of these, traditional tarot would have the Strength card as Major Arcana 8. This deck doesn't, so I pulled them both. Now in this deck, we've got Justice, but you just can't make this stuff up. I pulled these based on that, but a lot of what we've had come through so far talks about justice and injustice. So in this deck, the letter V means 5, and those 3, so we have 8. Justice is not always swift. Many of you that have been dealing with a lot of injustice for a long time, you're going to see justice during your lifetime. You might be, again, this number 8. Maybe you've been in a really tough 8 or 16-year or 24-year cycle. This is when that shit starts to end. Don't you love that? You're going to start seeing justice. You're actually going to see a lot of the people that have done you wrong. You're actually going to see some of them get theirs back. Yay. Is it wrong to get satisfaction out of that? No, you're human. Now, we also, with this card, may have court cases that can go two ways. Some of it may be resolving in your favor. If it's not, karma. Now, a lot of people don't understand karma. Okay, it's balance. So, for some of you, if there's been injustice, whether someone's done you wrong or you've done wrong and you haven't really been punished, a soul, whether we're talking you or someone else, may take on a future life where they may be on the other side of that wrong. So if you're not able to get past the wrong people have done to you, it may help to just tell yourself they're going to get theirs in a future life, dude. And maybe if you just say that, maybe you can let go of it, right? That's often what this card will be saying when it comes to justice, divine justice. Um, Sometimes we have to let just deal with uncertainty and put certain things aside, right? The other piece to this is if you have done something that you feel in your heart is not right, ask yourself what you can do to right that wrong. Because we're leaving a previous cycle. And so maybe you're thinking to yourself, I want to come into this new phase of life clear. Okay? Finally, our last card, which is often, not in this deck, but often in tarot, is Major Arcana 8, Strength. We are being called to tap into our inner resources, our inner calm. Yoga is a great practice right now. Um, Spending time in nature with animals will help you to replenish your strength at this point in time. Again, the number 8, again, it's very interesting. It's often the completion of a cycle. For you, this could mean you're going to be making, perhaps going to be in the near future, or are currently making a really big career change. Maybe you're leaving a relationship. Maybe this isn't something huge on the outside in your life, but maybe you're pivoting mentally. Maybe you're shifting your focus. Maybe you're revising your goals. And again, the 8s have this energy of going back to school, learning something new. Just know that when we end a life phase or cycle and or start a new one, sometimes they're happening at the same time, it's like you're going into a new school. So it's a good idea to journal, make time to meditate, have those helpful conversations with like-minded people. Maybe this is a good time to seek out counseling to help you navigate these life transitions and learn what your soul has set out for you to learn from all of this. And I'm just sort of feeling into the energy of the cards and listening for any closing messages here. Closing messages are, you have not missed the boat in any way. You are exactly where you should be. And if you find yourself ruminating about the past, tell yourself to stop. And tell yourself to stay focused on, what do I want right now? What do I want my life to look like tomorrow, next week, next year? I hope this message has resonated. I'm Heather Coleman, heatherlcoleman.com. If you're still with me here and you're curious, I offer a lot of intuitive services. Different length readings online, in person, Zoom, 15 minutes, an hour, energy work, Reiki. So if you're curious about any of it, feel free to find me on Facebook through a DM. Look me up online. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful summer, and I wish you so much peace, success, and love. Namaste.